Hey everybody, it's the Shark. Well, I am holding a Lenovo ThinkCentre, and you may be tempted to think there isn't going to be much inside of this little compact looking computer. I have a whole bunch of these, so I'm going to scrap one out and see what's in there, and then I'm going to take a look and see if there's any market for these guys or gals, whichever you want to call them. Anyway, let's go ahead and take a look inside. Don't need to have the hammer part on, do I? So they slide out of the metal case. That's just going to be a cheap DVD drive in there, so I'm not even going to mess with that. That would just go in shred. What do we got? No way. Core i5 V Pro. Oh, cool. Yeah, maybe there's more to these than meets the eye. My good friend Romantic may be interested in these. Or at least the processor. Alright, let's see. Never done one of these before, so I'm kind of making it up as I go along here. There we are. So that lid just pops off. Okay, so we have a small Seagate Thin HDD 500 gigabytes. This big old DeWalt seems like overkill for this thing, doesn't it? So I'm trying to be careful with this because there may be some value to this for folks like Romantic who rebuild computers. Even a 500 gigabyte, there may be some value in a 500 gigabyte small form HDD, solid state. I'm going to set you over here. Got a little wire, we got some tiny little RAM. Tiny little RAM here. And let's see, what are you? 4 gigabytes. Holy cow, look at how small that is, and that's 4 gigabytes. Man, that's pretty sweet. And I got a bunch of these little guys, these little ThinkCentres in this last pallet load. There's another 4 gigabytes. You got to come out. I'm going to need my smaller. A little Black & Decker is always good for these. I put a smaller bit head in there. Well, that's a long screw. Okay. That's the cooling fan. That's the casing for the CPU. That's the heat sink copper aluminum. So you got the aluminum, you got this copper that goes over to copper heat exchanger. That's pretty cool. There's the i5. I'm going to be very careful with you. Confirm that you are what the thing said you were. i5 4570. i5 4570. So this goes right into the resale container along with the RAM and the HDD. I'm going to set them down here for right now while we finish this, but I have a special place for things that are resellable components. And get the board out. It's going to be one tiny little board. All right, get the battery out, put that aside for the transfer station. So this is the tiny little board that came out of that Lenovo. You can see that the real estate taken up by the CPU bracket is most of it. The battery we've taken out. We've got some really tiny ICs here. That chip, don't even mess with that. They're not worth it for us small timers. Tiny little BGAs, some tiny little MLCCs. This is just going to go into my high grade bin. Oh, there's a nice flat pack. I may pull that. I will pull that. That'll go in with my flat packs. I can still sell this to my yard. High grade board. What kind of value are we really talking about? Well, this Seagate 500 gigabyte laptop Thin HDD has sold listings on eBay, some as low as a couple of dollars, some as high as $33. So, you know, that's not too bad. I've seen the RAM under the sold listings, both as individual cards and as groups of cards, but individual cards anywhere from $10 to $20 each. The group listings, you know, are in the $30 to $40 range. Again, not too bad. Now, I would sell the CPU to either boardsort.com or to Romantic. He pays me the same as boardsort.com. So I looked up the i5-4570T, Tango for you military types. And that's as of the 13th of December 2020. BoardSort is paying $20 in their test and buy program. Now what that means is that you send the CPU to them, they test it. If it's functional, then they pay you $20 per CPU. If it's not functional, then you get paid the pinless CPU rate, which right now is $5.40 a pound. As promised, I checked the Lenovo mini computers on the eBay sold listings. They're going from anywhere from $85 to over $200 each. So there's some good value there if you can sell them on eBay or some other way as a functional computer. Got a link popping up here to take you to my e-waste playlist where you can enjoy more of my e-waste specific videos. Have a great day. I will see you all on the next one.